So it began in summer 2007. I was going to my English class. I was kind of nervous but excited, for first day. I didn't know I was going to meet my soulmate there. I saw her on June 11, 2007 at ARC, the very first day in my English class. She was in the next row sitting there on white skirt and a blue top. I was so nervous to say a single word. I didn't know what to say or talk to her because I've never spoken to any other girl. My friend Anshu, she was there in that class as well. So during lunch or during our break, she went and spoke with them, her and her twin sister. So that's how she introduced me to her. For some reason, I was more drawn towards Yashna than I was towards the twin. So even though they were identical, there was something about Yashna that kept drawing me towards her. Every day, I was excited to wake up and go to class just to see her and be around with her. On my lunch breaks, I would hang out with her, be with her friends. Even though I would not say a single word, I was so shy, but being around her would make me happy. So I asked her for a MySpace info to add her as a friend, and then later on asked her for a number for school purposes, and then we started texting each other. So at that time I didn't have my phone. I used to use my mom's phone, and later on in few months I got my own, and I was texting her day and night. Literally I'd be on the phone in the morning and texting her, flirting with her and all those. And my bill was literally more than $600 one time. So of course I got yelled at by my parents, and my brother got involved in it, and my mom and them, they took the phone away, and my brother gave me a Metro phone because it was unlimited texting and messaging and everything for only $40. So so even though we weren't a couple, we'd talk all day, all night, literally gossip and chat. I was the one listening most of the time, and she was the one talking. Yeah. And so fall came, and I was do anything to be around her, so I took one of the classes just to find an excuse to be with her, go to a class with her. And later on, December 1st came in. That's when I actually told her how I felt about her, because she asked me, one of my friends already had mentioned it to her, and at that time she told me she just wants to be a friend, nothing more. And I was extremely disappointed. It felt like I kind of cried like a little girl, because I was not expecting that. I wanted to be more than friends. So even though she said we wanted to be friends, I let it go, and I continued my daily routine. I would not text her as much, but yeah, I would still talk to her. So on December 13th, which is 7 years ago from today, instead of hanging out with her during lunch, I hung out with some of my girlfriends from high school. And like any other girl, she started getting jealous. So before going to class, I went to her. She was mad at me. I did not know why, and at that time I didn't bother why she was mad at me. So after class, we both went home. I started texting her, and she replied that she thinks that I didn't need her because I was with other girls, and she said she was going to give me a chance. At that time, I basically had a mini fireworks going in, and I did not care about any other things that she said afterwards. And that was one of the most important part of my life, to know that the girl that I really liked is giving me a chance. So from that day on, we started texting back up again. I would ditch class, go out to movies, eat. The first place we went ever to eat was a Round Table Pizza in Alberta, and the first movie that we saw was Bulbulea. When hanging out in college, I used to get mad at her because all the boys would hit on her, and everyone would know except her. So we would fight and argue like an old couple, then patch up, then fight, then patch up, and that went on and on. February was the first time that I said I love you to her in a card with my picture attached. We still laugh about it now because it was a very funny picture of me. And she gave me her chain with her picture and my picture. We never had any pictures taken together, so she attached one and gave it to me. I call it my Mangalsutra. And I used to wear that every day. And I told her that very day that when I ask you out, I will have the dates engraved on it. So on March 15th, I was flying out to Abbotsford, and I met her and my friend Nisha at Carl Jr. for a quick grab for lunch. And before saying goodbye, she gave me a hug and gave me a kiss on my cheek. That was the first time she gave me a kiss. And that kiss on my cheek was in my mind throughout the flight, and I could not wait to get back and see her again. I came back on April 1st, and I surprised her because she didn't know I was coming that day. I surprised her in ARC. And then came my birthday on April 24th. Since I was using my mom's phone, she had the number saved in her phone for Yashna, and my mom actually surprised me for my birthday and called her over. And that was a really big deal for me, and I would not forget the day. At 11:58 that very night, while I was in bed texting Yashna, she told me for the very first time that she loved me. She said she was going to say it someday or any day, but since she knows dates and times are important for me, so she decided to say it on my birthday, and then she told me that she loves me. Time flew by. We would be on phone 24/7 pretty much, day and night. We'd sleep on the phone, wake up on the phone in the morning, and every morning when we wake up, we'd call each other to hear each other's voice. So on June 11th, 2008, 1 year after I saw her, while in bed waking up in the morning, I texted her, "Today is the day I met you for the first time a year ago, and I wanted to ask you if you would like to be my girlfriend." I texted her that and went down, have a shower, came back on my bed. There was my phone with the answer waiting for me saying, "Yes, I would love to." It was a new chapter in my life, and since then, a new love story began. Our love story.